I don't know where you're from, but if you look at America, if you look at all over the world, this male energy of domination and overpowering has to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is if women start coming into their power as leaders. And it could be leaders in your community. You don't have to be the president. It could be leader in your family. But women lead differently. We lead with our hearts. We lead with connection. We lead with love. That's the only thing that's going to change the world, to bring women power into life.
Hello, welcome to Women Awakening, and I'm your host, Cynthia James. You know, I feel so grateful to have created a space where extraordinary women from around the globe can step in and step up, step forward to share their wisdom, their courage, their dedication to uplifting the well-being of other women everywhere. You know, in my work, I work with leaders and teams, and I train coaches in my emotional integration techniques. And I support individuals who are ready to up-level, thrive, and live their most authentic lives. And many of them are women. I want you to know that there's a lot of programs coming in 2026. And at the end of the show, I'll share a little bit more about you. But what's important to me right this moment is that I believe we're living in a time of profound emergence. This is where women's voices are coming forward, their visions, their gifts, their teachings, their leadership. It's all rising in powerful ways, and it's because it's necessary. I'm deeply grateful to be a conduit, introducing you to these remarkable change makers, for you to hear their stories of transformation and resilience and impact. You can find Women Awakening with Cynthia James on every podcast platform, as well as video on YouTube. Please share the conversation, subscribe, leave a review. Because here's the thing, your reviews make a difference in helping us reach more women around the world. You can also connect with me on my website, cynthiajames.net. I have a newsletter, a vibrant private community, and many offerings to support your fullest expressions in the world. I am going to introduce you to my guest today. I call her a sister friend. Her name is Shelly Lefkoe. She's a highly sought-after speaker, coach, author, co-founder of Lefkoe Institute, where she has spent over 30 years helping people permanently eliminate the limiting beliefs that hold them back from success, happiness, and fulfillment. And through her transformative programs, she's impacted hundreds of thousands of people around the world, empowering them to break free from unconscious patterns and create lasting change in their lives. Her approach has been validated by independent research from the University of Arizona and published in the journal Clinical Psychology and Psychotherapy. Listen to this. The Lefkoe Institute has helped over 30,000 individuals make lasting changes to their behavior and emotions. She is the best-selling author of Hitting the Wall, Eliminate the Beliefs That Sabotage Your Business and Your Life. Shelly, hello. I am so happy.
Woo, that was a lot. Hi, my darling.
I'm so glad that you're here. So, audience, here's the thing. This woman and I have been in an organization for a long time. We've been in a group for a long time. We go from really deep conversations to silly things in the swimming pool where we just connect, right? But I want, Shelly, to just, for anybody who doesn't know you, how did you grow up? Where did you grow up?
My goodness. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I had a very middle-class Jewish existence, my neighborhood was actually Italian, but a very different world. I could get on my bicycle and go any place and do anything. And I was very, very blessed to have amazing parents. And one of the things I always say, Sin, is that I don't have one of those dramatic stories. about how I overcame my horrible childhood. But I have enough bumps in the road of my life to have realized that my beliefs were stopping me and how small I was playing. I was raised to get married and have kids, and that was the goal. And when I was 19 years old, I had this like epiphany. I was engaged. And I said, I have to be Shelly Lefkoe before I'm Shelly anybody else. And it was like spirit there were 2 times in my life, spirit spoke to me so loudly that it was 2 of the most remarkable moments. And I broke my engagement and spent the next 10 years traveling around the world and having different jobs and discovering who I was and had lots of relationships. So by the time I got married to my beloved late husband, who you, of course, knew, I knew who I was. I had a sense of what lit me up. And then when I met him and he created this process that changes people's lives, he did it on a plane and he came back and he helped somebody eliminate the belief that he said, I got to show you what I just did. He said he downloaded it because he was very humble. And I watched him do the process that I do with people. And I swear, I again, spirit whacked me on the head. And I just went, oh my God, this is what I'm here to do. Like, this is why I'm on this planet, to do this. And it was the turning point in my life. And I've been doing it now for almost 40 years. So that's an old bio.
Well, I really, there's a whole lot of talk right now in the world of development, self-development, about mindset and beliefs and all this other stuff. But I want to talk to you because you and I have traveled a lot of different roads together. I want to talk about, we're living in one of the most crazy times ever on this planet. And people are they're either trying to catch up, or they're freaking out, or they're shutting down. Talk to me about how people's belief systems are impacting the life that they've created.
So most of our beliefs are unconscious. And I said to somebody this morning, if you want to know what you believe, look at your life, because our beliefs determine our emotions, our behavior, and ultimately our reality. So if you believe life is hard, guess what? You're going to have a hard life. If you believe money is scarce and hard to get, you're not going to ask for it. So it's not woo-woo. It's not airy-fairy. If you believe I'm not good enough, you're just not going to go for things in life. You're going to procrastinate. You're going to be afraid to post things online, right? One of the most common beliefs that people have is I'm not good enough. And underneath, so let me make a quick distinction. So people talk about beliefs and patterns. When I hear people talk about beliefs, they don't make a distinction, right? So a pattern is what we want to change. A pattern is observable. It's behavioral or emotional. So I do something I don't want to do. I don't do something I want to do, right? I procrastinate. I want to get my ideas out there and I don't. I want to write a book and I don't, right? Or I want to stop eating sweets, but I keep doing it.
Right.
And emotions, I'm anxious, I'm depressed. So those are patterns. Patterns are observable. I can see you looking anxious. I can see you getting into crappy relationships and staying in them. And as women, we have a lot of beliefs about what's possible for us because we weren't raised to believe we could be, do, and have anything, right?
So I just jump in here because I want to say, and then you got a culture that keeps feeding,
reinforcing it. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So now we're in a new place where we have, Sheryl Sandberg said, lean in, and we have Oprah and we have Michelle Obama and we have, these amazing voices and great women who have broken that glass ceiling. But their beliefs didn't come from, their behavior didn't come from, I just realized this as I'm saying it, their self-esteem, because they're all full of doubt and self-esteem beliefs. Their success came from the belief that I can do it, that I am not going to be stopped.
Yes.
What I want to talk about is, so one of the beliefs that I had that ran my life was, what makes me good enough is having other people think well of me.
Oh, I think we came out of the same womb with a different mother.
So I've known that for a long time. So I'd call my friends and say, what are you going to wear? Because what if I showed up too underdressed or too overdressed? And some people would say to me, I don't know, whatever I feel like, whatever the spirit moves me, right? Like I was on a call with Cynthia the other night and I looked and she was wearing this gorgeous green nail polish. And most of us won't do that, because what if somebody doesn't like it? What if someone thinks it's too much, right? So we all wear red, or we all wear what's acceptable, right? To fit in, to belong. And there's an old saying that the world was never changed by women who behave, right? So as women, we have to look at, when we came into this world, we didn't know if we were good enough or not. We didn't know if we were important or not. We didn't know if we could do anything or not. And there are cultural beliefs. And I just worked with a Black woman right before the podcast who had the typical belief, I have to work twice as hard to be just as good. Now, maybe that was true a long time ago, but it's not true today. It isn't true because we had a president, for God's sakes, right, who was Black. So our beliefs, Catholic beliefs, money is the root of all evil, and, you shouldn't hold on to money, you should give it away. And so we all have these beliefs. Now, a belief is a statement about reality that we believe is the truth, right? When you say the word, so everybody take a deep breath, everybody listening. Say out loud, I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
Now say, I'm a monkey.
I'm a monkey.
Now I would ask you, do they feel the same or different? For most of you, they feel different, right? For almost
we know we're not a monkey.
That's right. We know we're not a monkey. It feels flat. But when you say I'm not good enough, it doesn't feel good. So the first way you know you have a belief is it doesn't feel good to say. Now I'm going to tell you, because I only have a very short window, I'm going to give you the juice and the secret to why our beliefs stay with us through 400 self-help programs and 10 years of therapy, okay? We think we saw our beliefs in the world. I'm going to explain. It is impossible to not believe something you think you saw, right? So if someone said, Cynthia has long blonde hair, you'd say, no, she doesn't. And they'd say, yeah, she does. You'd say, no, she doesn't. I know Cynthia. I saw her. She doesn't have long blonde hair. So they couldn't get you to believe that because you see it's not true. When you're little and you come into this world and your parents say things like, what's wrong with you? Or can't you just, or how many times do I have to tell you? Or, oh, it actually feels like you could see I'm not good enough.
Ooh, okay. So I got to ask a question here.
Go ahead.
So, so I'm an African American woman.
Yes, you
Right.
are. I see.
And if I see in my community things that are happening that aren't fair, right, around Black people, and then I go, I'm not safe, that's because I've seen it, even though it wasn't me.
Now, perfect example. You can see specific events.
Yeah.
You can see Black people in a certain neighborhood at a certain time in life, a few. You can't see people. People are 7 billion or 9 billion, whatever it is.
Right.
But let's assume a good example. Morty worked with a skinhead on the Lisa show, and his mother was, I don't remember if she was raped or killed or shot or something by a Black person, okay? And his father used to say, Blacks are dangerous.
Right.
Now, what he saw was his mother get shot by a Black person.
Right.
He saw his father say, Black people are dangerous. But you can't see Blacks are dangerous.
Yes.
You can't see that. You can't see I'm not safe. You can see certain people of color being treated a certain way by certain people in a certain place, right? So if you're gay and you're brought up years and years ago, you're brought up in the Midwest, right? And you could say, I'm not safe. But if you move to New York or San Francisco, nobody cares, right? So you can see specific things happening. You can only see events because, listen, anything you could see has a color, shape, and location. You cannot see a belief.
Okay, this is so great because so somebody comes to you, let's say that they are a successful woman and they're in a large company and they are seeing men being escalated to positions that they know that they're qualified for.
Yeah.
So the belief becomes this does not support women. But
What's this? What's this? This does not.
That my ability to move up is not supported here because
Right.
I've seen this, and this.
Which may be true, but
Right.
most of our beliefs are not formed in adulthood. 99% are formed in childhood because I guarantee you, if you have certain beliefs, you'll go into that company and you'll get your ass promoted.
Right. You'll create it.
You'll create it.
Right.
So, but the beliefs are formed in childhood, right? But even in that situation, you can see in this company with this CEO and this manager, this is the way it is. But you can't see men will always get promoted over women. It's the generalizations. So when you're a kid, if your parents struggled with money, you conclude generally money is scarce and hard to get. Or if your parents work night and day to make a living, you conclude money, you have to work hard to make money. You can't see money is scarce and hard to get. You see your parents struggling with it. But here's the thing. These beliefs underlie your patterns. Nobody cares about getting rid of beliefs. You want to get rid of patterns. So when people come to me, they say, I procrastinate. I get in crappy relationships. I don't speak up for myself. I'm anxious all the time. I don't self-express. So when I got rid of that belief, what makes me good enough is having other people think well of me. I became my authentic self. And let me tell you a 2-second story. I don't usually read comments under my things, my
social media.
so whatever. I get a Google alert that is a picture of me standing in front of a big audience. And I go, where was that? And I click on it. Okay, this is a couple of months ago. And all of a sudden I see all these comments. So I start to read a couple, and one says, oh, I love her. She's wonderful. Great stuff. And all of a sudden somebody writes, well, I'm glad she's confident enough to wear a sleeveless dress.
I'm sorry. People are so crazy.
Right? So I have chicken wings. I have great arms. They're very cut and but I have chicken wings, right? I don't care. But in the past, that comment would have put me away. Oh my God, people are looking at my arms and what do they think? I don't even know what I would have thought, but I know I would have gone crazy. And it was just like, that's their opinion and that's what they want to spend their time talking about. Okay. And I just went on to the next one. So there's a freedom that I know I am not everybody's cup of tea, and neither are you listening. Not everybody. I have clients who say, oh my God, I love that you don't let me get away with shit, because I push my clients. I tell them, you want to talk? Go to therapy. You want to come to me? We're going to change your life, but you're not going to talk. You're going to talk a little bit, but you're not going to tell me your life story, for 4 hours, because I don't think that serves you, right? There are people who love that. There are other people who wouldn't work with me if, as my client's wife said, if somebody paid them.
Because they don't really want to change.
For whatever reason.
They think they do. But if you got to keep reliving the story over and over and over and over again, then there's an unwillingness to change perception and belief.
Yeah, but whatever beliefs people have, I'm a lot. That's why Cynthia and I are sisters, because we're a lot, we're a lot. We're not like, but not everybody. And when I got that, when I got rid of this belief and I'm okay. I'm okay. That doesn't mean I won't grow. It doesn't mean I don't like feedback, but I'm okay. I'm good enough, period.
Yes.
No matter what anybody thinks. And here's the thing, you guys, no matter what anybody thinks of you, you're still the same person. So if somebody comes over and says, I love you, you're amazing, oh my God, and you go, oh, I'm good enough. And then somebody comes over and goes, oh, I just think you sucked and your talk was the worst. And you go, oh, I'm not good enough. And then somebody comes over and then that person says, oh, I didn't really mean it. I was just kidding. And you go, oh, I am good enough. I'm not good enough. Nothing is changing about you except the voice in your head.
100%.
And as women, we really keep looking outside ourselves for validation. And that's what beliefs are about. It's when you get rid of the belief, I'm not as good as others, I'm not important. And how these beliefs get formed is when you're little and your parents are busy or they're looking at their iPhone while they're talking to you if you're young enough. My father was behind a newspaper. Today it's an iPhone. It's the same. But if your parents were busy and didn't give you attention, the child says, what do children ask, right? Why? Every child alive I have clients in Uganda and Saudi Arabia. And if I ask them, what did you ask as a little child, or what do your kids ask? They say, why? Why are my parents ignoring me? Why don't they give me attention? Well, I guess I'm not important. Why are they struggling with money? Well, I guess money is scarce and hard to get. Why do the kids tease me about my hair, my skin color, my height, my pimples, my glasses, whatever you were teased for, were bullied for? Well, I guess I'm not good enough. And those beliefs stay with us because we think we saw that. You saw some kids bully you. You didn't see I'm not good enough.
Right. Okay, Shelly. Okay, first of all, everybody, if you didn't get all that, rewind and take notes. But here's the thing, Shelly, how do people work with you? How do they find you?
So I'm going to give you an opportunity to eliminate a belief for free. So if you go to eliminatebeliefs.com, you can actually eliminate one of the 3 most common beliefs. Mistakes and failures are bad. I'm not good enough, and I'm not important, I think. So you can just go through the process and see how it works. Then we have, it will take you to a package called Natural Confidence, and there's 19 self-esteem beliefs. And it's very, very affordable. It's like $200. Mm-hmm. Now, if you actually want to meet, right, you go to Lefkoe, L-E-F as in Frank, K-O-E, Institute, a lot of T's, lefkoeinstitute.com. And you can find out more about our work.
Okay, everybody, eliminatebeliefs.com or lefkoeinstitute.com. All right. So, first of all, I just want to say I'm so grateful that you're here. I ask the same last question of every guest on this show. The show's called Women Awakening. Why is it important for the awakening of women at this moment?
Oh, my God. I have such chills from that question. So if you look at, I don't know where you're from, but if you look at America, if you look at all over the world, this male energy of domination and overpowering and me or you has to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is if women start coming into their power as leaders. And it could be leaders in your community. You don't have to be the president. It could be leader in your family. But women lead differently. We lead with our hearts. We lead with connection. We lead with love. That's the only thing that's going to change the world, to bring women power into life.
Okay, everybody, let that wash over you because that was quite beautiful. And Shelly, you do lead with love, and it's how you operate on this planet. Thank you so much for being on the show. I'm so grateful to walk this path with you.
I love you.
I love you too. Okay, ladies, listen. There has never been a podcast that I've done here that hasn't inspired me. And that's the intent of this show, to touch you, to encourage you, to inspire you, to remind you of the incredible power that lives within you. These stories are an invitation. These interviews are an invitation to help you wake up, to bring your voice and your vision and your talents to the world. Get this, you are unrepeatable. Nobody like you who came to do what you came here to do. So whatever you have to do to clean and open that space, do it. Some of you have talked about working with me. Please come. I work with leaders and teams and individuals in emotional integration. And also, yes, for those of you who've asked, I'm going to be doing my 5-day in-person retreat in the spring called Okay, Ladies, Let's Write a Book. You can go to cynthiajames.net and look for all the information. Please subscribe, share these episodes with the women in your life, and leave a review because it really makes a difference. And then you can watch full video episodes on YouTube by searching for Women Awakening with Cynthia James. Till the next time, listen, know that I'm holding you in my heart. You're important. You matter. And I'm so grateful that we all said yes to being on the planet at this moment. I'll see you next time.